plenty of room in here. Great for cable management on the back as well. And I gotta say, this does a really good job absorbing sounds. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today on this episode of Newegg Now, I'm going to be checking out the Fractal Design Define R5 computer case. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, huge shout out to Newegg for sponsoring today's video. The link to this product will be in the video description. You can see the retail box and packaging right here. They have product specs for you on the side. More information for you on the backside and a nice breakout diagram of all the different parts and pieces. I want to go over a couple of key features really quickly. So the reason why I picked this particular case is because I'm building a NAS and I needed to have something that I could store a bunch of hard drives in. So this features 8 3.5-inch hard drive bays. So that's what I'm going to be using to build out my NAS. If you're wondering, you can use those same slots for 2.5-inch SSDs, but it also has 2 additional SSD spots dedicated on the case. And we still have our 2 5.25-inch optical drive bays as well. This supports ATX, micro ATX, and mini ATX, and 7 PCI expansion slots. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents. Here are all the contents. First up, we have a customer service and contact card, followed by our user guide, walking us through everything we need to know about this case and what's included. The charts and diagrams are very thorough and detailed. I love the blue accents showing us the important pieces. So if you have any questions, this is definitely a great reference document, walking you through a ton of additional product information, like how to reconfigure it depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your build. Then you can see we have our accessory box of contents, and here are all the contents from that box, but you can see them labeled nicely and clearly for you right here. So what you see right here is what you get right here. And last but not least, we have the case itself. Let's go ahead, let's look at this in more detail. Here it is from the top. You can see we have 3 removable panels, followed by our front I/O. So we have our audio right here, a reset button, our power button, 2 USB 2.0s and 2 USB 3.0s. Here it is from the right side. You can see towards the front we have some ventilation for those air intake fans, as well as a little notch right here to open up the door to the front panel cover. Here it is from the left side. You can see it looks very similar. We have the same air intake right here and notch if we want to reconfigure the door, as well as a removable vent panel on the left side. Here it is from the back side. You can see we have our 2 screws on each side to remove the left and right side panels. You can see where our power supply unit's going to go, 7 PCI slots, as well as our motherboard slot right here. And then you can see we have our rear exhaust fan and additional mesh grating right here. Here it is from the bottom. You can see the 4 feet for the case, as well as a removable cover that we can easily clean. Now looking at it from the front, you can see we have our door that opens and we can swap it to the other side as needed. This reveals a removable cover right here with 1 included fan on the inside. You can see our 2 5.25-inch bays right here if we wanted to add a DVD drive or something along those lines. And then pay attention up here, we have a nice switch that we can adjust our fan speeds. Now we're looking at the case with the back panel removed. Check it out. You can see we have our 8 3.5-inch hard drive bays right here, followed by 2 additional 2.5-inch brackets if we want to install some SSDs. Check out the main channel right here. Plenty of room with all the different grommets to run our cables and zip tie as needed for proper cable management. Even got a little cutout right here. Everything looks really nice. Plenty of room to cram a bunch of drives in here and have a lot of different cables. Now you can see what it looks like with the front panel removed. Everything looks great. We have our 8 hard drive bays right here, our 2 5.25-inch bays, 1 exhaust fan, our 7 PCI. You can see where our power supply is going to go. We have room for an additional fan if we want, or we can reconfigure this case. We could remove this, put this up there, or have a bigger radiator with this removed and reconfigure if we want to put a fan or some cooling somewhere else, we can do that. And then you can see we have our nice diagram for ATX, micro ATX, and mini ITX right here. And we can reposition the standoff brackets as needed. You can also see that we have our USB 3.0 and we have all of our front I/O connectors right here as well, and plenty of room to run all of our cabling and make sure that we have everything tied off. Now let's go ahead and start our build. So the first thing we're going to do with this particular build is I'm going to swap and rearrange the fans. So we have this rear exhaust fan and we have one intake fan up here. I'm going to take the rear exhaust fan out and we're going to move that up to the front. So we'll have two intake fans there. And then I have these two Corsair fans that we're going to install in the back of the case. We'll do one for the exhaust and we'll probably do another one for the exhaust up top. So now you can see I have the rear exhaust fan uninstalled, and now we're going to install it in the front panel. So you can see where the first one's already installed by default with the case, and we'll be able to drop this one right in there and install it. Fractal does give us everything we need. We have 4 long screws right here to mount the fan. We can clip this back on and get our fans installed in the back. So now you can see what it looks like with the fans installed right here. So we have the 2 Corsair fans in the back, we have a back exhaust, and we have a top exhaust right there. Next up, it's time to install our 3 cache drives. So our 1 terabyte drives under our heat sink right here in Shield. Then you can see we have our 2 additional 512 gigabyte Lexar drives installed in our 2 remaining slots. So now we're ready to install our motherboard right here. Anywhere where we have A on the board, that's where we're going to install our standoff brackets. Once those are installed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to clip in our faceplate as well. You do not want to forget the faceplate if your motherboard has one. So now you can see we got the motherboard installed and fastened in place. Everything's looking great. Plenty of space in this case too so far. And you can see from the back side right here, we have our IO shield properly installed as well too. So now you can see we got the power supply installed in the base of our case, and we have all of the cables currently routed out the back. Now let's go ahead at this stage, let's connect everything that we can to our motherboard. So now you can see we got a lot of our cables connected. We'll come back through and we'll look at this in more detail once everything's connected. So check it out. You can see we have 1 hard drive installed right here on the tray, and then it's just gonna slide right in like you see right here. So there we go, and it snaps right in, and then we can easily remove it. But to get it installed on the tray, you can see what we did right here. We took our nice little grommets that are going to help absorb any vibrations, and then just place it in the correct slot for your drive where the holes line up. So you can see just like so. And then repeat that for each corner. And then you're going to take the included screws and you're going to fasten them in place with the holes on your drive. So now you can see we have OLED installed right here. Now we're ready to connect our drives. So we used our StarTech adapter cable right here. You can see it. We connected those 4 with it, 4 from our power supply, and then we took our other power supply run right here and connected the StarTech cable to it with the extra one to our last drive, and we connected our fan hub power to it as well. Now we got to work on connecting the data side. So here's our HBA card right here. So from these 2 connectors, we have our breakout cables that came with it that we're going to be able to connect all of our drives to. And it should just gently snap in place. So there we go. Now we're ready to take our screw, tighten it back down, and connect our breakout cables. Now you can see what it looks like from the back side with our breakout cables connected, and we'll install our network card right there. As promised, here's a close-up look at all the cable connectors right here. So first up, we have our HBA card with our 2 breakout cables. You can see down on our motherboard, our header right there for our audio. Then you can see USB. Then we have our power button, LED lights right there. Moving further up, you can see we have our USB 3.0, our power to the board, and we have our fan connected right there to our fan hub. Then going up to the top, you can see our CPU fan right there. And then last but not least, we have our CPU power. And on the back side right here, you can see we have all of our drives connected. So you can see our 8 power cables right here. And then you can see our 8 data cables as well in blue connected to our drives. And you can kind of get a feel for how everything else was run along the back side and just kind of tucked out of the way. So let me share with you my final thoughts in regards to this case. Overall, very happy with the build. It came together really nicely. Plenty of room in here. Great for cable management on the back as well. And I gotta say, this does a really good job absorbing sound. So I don't know if it's a combination of the little dampers and things that we have for the drives and the insulation, but even with the top panels off right here, this runs very, very quiet for 8 drives. Again, that could be the 8 enterprise drives I have too, but overall, I'm pleased with the performance that we get out of this case in regards to noise reduction. In regards to airflow, I wish they would have included at least 1 or 2 more fans. As you can see, I added 2 Corsair fans myself and moved their second fan to the front. So we do have 2 140mm intakes pushing air over the drives. But even with that, in place. I feel like it's restricted a little bit with the airflow because they have that nice insulation, thick panel cover on the front, and it's only pulling air from the sides. But without looking at it in like a lab setting or something to see what's going on, I just feel like, you know, it's not getting as much air as I would like it to get to throw across these drives, but everything's performed great in regards to thermals. But I also have the top panels off, and we have that extra exhaust fan here. So we have 2 exhaust fans, the top panels off, and those 2 air intake fans. But I think in the future, I'd love to see maybe, you know, an additional fan or 2 so you don't have to buy any more. And then maybe a little bit more airflow coming in the front. But other than that, very pleased with it. I think the only thing I changed was maybe, you know, having another option for more hard drives right here included right out of the box, because I think most people are probably buying this like I am to cram as many drives in as possible. So this kind of feels like wasted space when they could give us maybe another little caddy here to pick up 3 or 4 more drives. I would love to see that. But overall, great build, came together really nicely thanks to this case. Very happy with it. I would definitely build with it again. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget, new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.